Hey guys, welcome to Chapter 8, Lesson 2. Today we're going to be talking about prime and composite numbers. So yesterday we talked about factors, and so the reason why that's important is that when we're talking about prime numbers today, those are numbers that the factor pairs are only one and itself. So for example, if we look at the number 7, the only two factor pairs or one factor pair that multiplies together to make 7 is 1 times 7. So that makes 7 prime. Now if we look at a number like 6, we can do 1 times 6, but we can also do 2 times 3. Because it has more than one factor pair, this number, 6, is called a composite. Okay, so it's just like composite, I-T-E. There we go. So it's just kind of like vowels and consonants. We have a couple vowels and the rest of them are consonants. So basically if it's not prime, it's going to be a composite number. Now, make sure that you really rack your brain when you're trying to figure out is a number prime or composite, because there's numbers like 51. 51 seems like, oh, that must be prime. I don't know any numbers that go into 51, right? But it's not. So you really need to make sure that you're looking at different numbers, that you're checking different numbers to make sure it's really prime. So there's not very many prime numbers out there. So let's get started. Example 1. Blair is arranging 18 cupcakes on a shelf. Find factors of 18. Remember, factors are numbers that multiply together to equal 18. Use arrays to find the factors. Okay, so here we have 1 and 18. Always the first one that we start with, right? 1 and the number that we're trying to get to. Now we've got 2 and 9. 2 times 9 is 18. I know not 18 is going to be divisible by 2 because it is even. It's an even number. All right, then lastly we have 3 and 6. Multiply together to make 18. So the factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Notice how I listed them from least to greatest. Since 18 has more than 2 factors, it is called a composite number. Okay, it has more than 2 factors, we call it a composite number. So if a number has only 2 factors, 1 and itself, it's called a prime number. Composite numbers are all the other numbers under the sun. Okay, so if prime numbers are kind of the special ones, and 1 is neither prime nor composite. 1 has only one distinct factor, and that is why it's not prime and it's not composite. It's just kind of like its own little deal. Okay, that's kind of something important to remember because it'll come up again later. All right, here we go. Sarah is at the park. She counts 73 kites, right? All the factors of 73. And then we have to tell, is it prime, composite, or neither? What's the only one that's going to be neither? 1. That's the only one that's going to be neither. All of them are either prime or composite. So we know it's not neither. Factors of 73 are 1 and 73. 73 is a prime number. It is a prime number because it has 2 distinct factors, and that's it. 1 and 73. Tell whether 1 is prime, composite, or neither. Prime is neither. 1 is neither. That's the only one that would ever be neither is 1 or 0. 0. I think 0 is neither as well. Yeah, I think it is. 0 would be neither. It has only, well, I don't know. What is 0? Because listen, you can multiply any number by 0. I Googled it. 0 is also neither. So there are 2 factors that are neither. 2 numbers. 0 and 1. Because 0 has an infinite number of factors. Because anything you multiply by 0 is going to be 0. So that's kind of why, I don't know. I guess that's why it's neither. Okay, tell whether each number is prime, composite, or neither. So 5, the only way to get to 5 is 1 times 5. So that's a prime. 15. Okay, we've got 1 times 15. We've got 3 times 5, which makes it composite. Why is it composite? Because we've got 2 options there, not just 1 times 15. 21 is 1 times 21. 3 times 7, so that's also composite. Okay, 31, only 1 times 31. That's a prime number. 26. 1 times 26. I know 2 is going to go in there. 2 times 13. Does 3? Nope, 3 does not. So that's composite anyways. Okay, and then 61. That seems like a prime number to me. 2 is not going to go in there. 3 is not going to go in there. 4 doesn't go in there. 5 doesn't go in there. 6 doesn't go in there. I'm calling it prime. Notice how I didn't just say, oh, it's odd, it's prime, right? Because look at 15 is odd. That's not prime. 21 is odd. That's not prime. Okay, so we can't just bank on, oh, if it's odd, it's prime. That's not true. Okay, we have to actually think about, well, does 2 go in there? Does 5 go in there? Does 6 go in there? All the numbers, I like to do 1 through 10 to be safe. So, all right, that's all I have for you today. Make sure you let me know if you have any questions. I'm always here to help. Bye.